Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hi, welcome to Tough Luck Tuesday, where everything sucks and you'll deal with it. Your host, Paisley. Hi guys, I hope everybody's doing well. We actually have to jump right into it because I am short on time, but I would love to spend time with you. I make time for you guys. That's right. So, flu powder, we go all the way over here. Cellulite Yoga Pants, I'm really sorry you're not feeling good still. I'm sending you healing vibes and a card. The healing vibes don't go by mail, but the card does. Anyways, let's get to it. We're gonna watch, I'm sure some of you have seen this already. I haven't though. So there's that. There's that. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit here till we get to about this.
So when order is necessary, either or both. Are there any
Right
other
Woo.
cases that are here? Okay, give me just a
Congratulations,
second.
Vicky, 11 months smoke free. I love that for you. That is so awesome. I'm so proud of you. Oh my god, Judge. What? Fuck. I thought they were paused for a second. As a reminder, I got my Christmas dinner coming from Costco this year. Also, it's been pouring rain all day. That's miserable to me. When my feet get wet, I am less than enthused.
Okay, so you are all here
That's what I
because
said, Judge.
either you're asking for or someone's asking for. Looks like Ms. Hartwell may have left. Oh, you're here now. Okay, great. Thank you. You're either asking for a restraining order or a protection order, or someone's asking for an order against you. These are called unlawful harassment orders. Unlawful harassment is defined as a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at a specific person that seriously alarms, annoys, harasses, or is detrimental to such person and serves no legitimate or lawful purpose. Course of conduct must be such as would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotional distress and must actually cause substantial emotional distress to the petitioner. Course of conduct is defined as a series of acts over a period of time, however short, evidencing continuity of purpose. Course of conduct includes any form of communication, contact or conduct, including the sending of electronic communication, but does not include constitutionally protected free speech. Constitutionally protected free speech is not included within the meaning of course of conduct. That's kind of important because a lot of times on these calendars, we hear people make this person stop talking bad about me on Facebook or Instagram or some other social network and social media network, and I cannot do that. That's something that people are, that's considered constitutionally protected free speech. Texting, however, is a different story. And so the way these cases are going to proceed is both parties here when they're present, people come up, I get swear in both parties. I'll hear from both parties. Following that, I'll make a determination one way or the other as to whether or not an order should be entered. So
I am
these
grating
cases
some
are always
chocolate
emotional.
right now into this. Oh, fuck. Fucking God. This is Bernard Callebaut chocolate, really good quality stuff. Grating it up into this bowl here because I'm going to temper it in a little bit for my special cashew clusters. And I also made colored sugar yesterday, so I have red and green sugar that we will be popping on top of the clusters just before they dry so that I can make them pretty.
You're always going to hear things you don't like. You're going to hear things that you disagree with. But I want all comments directed to me and not to the other person. I want no one to interrupt the other person. Don't interrupt me. And I just want everybody aware to be aware of all of those ground rules before we start. And the first case we have, where both parties are here, Mr. Oliver and Alexis. Hang on just a second. Was she a petitioner or respondent? I guess. What number was that? Thank you. Ms. Duncan, can you come on the Zoom call, please? We're not going to start just yet. Alexis Duncan?
Yes, I'm present.
Hi there. So,
Hey.
were you able to get service on Ms. Braden?
No.
Okay, can you activate your camera, please?
Oh, sorry. Yes. 1 second.
So what do you wish to have happen today?
Okay.
So we can reissue the temporary.
So-
Or we can. It's going to be kind of up to you.
Sorry, I finally have an address. I've been struggling to
There was
get
no
an
temporary
address
resolution.
for some time.
Okay. Do you want to we can reset this was a temporary was not granted in this case. We can reset the notice of hearing if you wish.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. We'll reset a notice of hearing for 2 weeks,
Okay.
and a copy of that notice of hearing will get emailed to you, and then we'll reconvene in 2 weeks and see where we're
Okay.
at.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, and you're free to leave the Zoom call.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And it looks like we lost Mr. Oliver on the Zoom call.
Mr.
Mr. Palmer's
Oliver's
still
lost,
here.
but Katie9 is
Yeah.
here. And listen,
Um,
you can hear the water outside my window.
So
I don't know if you can hear it. It's just pouring.
I guess we'll wait for Mr. Oliver to try and rejoin us. In the meantime, we'll have, is Andrew Pierce here? Come on up, take a seat. And then Margaret Green, is that you, ma'am? Come on up and take a seat. And then okay, you can go ahead and take a seat. Give me just a second, call your case up.
Oh my god. Judge, I'm grating so much chocolate. Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
So, Mr. Pierce,
Yes, sir.
Oh,
could you raise your right hand, please? Do you
Yes,
swear or
I
affirm the
can,
information and
Judge.
testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
no, I'm not.
Hang on just a minute. So how is it you need an order against Ms. Green?
I think it's considered a stalking order. I don't know if that's.
Well, why don't you tell me why you need an order at all, and then we'll
Okay.
go from there.
I've only met her once. And the only communication we had since, I think, last September or October is July 23rd. She had messaged me through Facebook on the messenger, so not on anything like that. The screenshot is in there in the evidence. And that was just in recourse of me calling animal services on her dog biting my son. I think it's like this 15th or 16th slide down. And after
What
that,
did, what,
pardon?
well, okay, so has that been the only interaction?
So no, so she messaged me, I blocked her on Facebook, whatnot. I don't have her phone number, anything like that. 4 months go by. November 29th, she found my business page on Facebook, got on there, and then messaged me on there. Just namby-pamby, rattling on. I asked my ex-wife, who they used to live together, please tell her to stop communicating. And the only reason why we're here now is the last text message between these two stating, what's he gonna do if I don't? So I don't know her. I don't know anything about her. I don't know what she's capable of or who she knows. All I know about her is from what my ex-wife tells me.
So where are these, and then, so do you live, this dog incident with the, what's this all about?
So they live together.
Still?
No,
Okay,
and I've custody of my son, so he would go over to their house or her house,
I see,
and there's some scratches on there,
right.
whatnot, and then on the
I saw that, and again, that's why I'm kind of confused by this. There's many pictures
correct. So
of
it's
not
just,
you. And
it's-
so
it's-
but you're here, you're the petitioner. And so I'm trying to figure out why you need an order against her.
for harassment, just
Okay.
continued harassment. I don't have a relationship with her.
Okay.
We don't
All right.
talk. The
And you
July-
said those communications on Facebook Messenger are in the file?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They're in the file, and then the messages between her and my ex.
Between her and her ex, that doesn't have anything to do with you. You're the petitioner here.
Correct.
And so,
Well, but I don't speak, I don't know her, so I don't,
right,
so I've asked her, my ex-wife, in lieu of me going and talking to her, can you please tell her to stop?
and then she said, okay, hang on a second.
You're good.
Judge is killing me today, Mundus. Killing me. I'm gonna take the chocolate back in because I've graded my 8 ounces now. I'll be right back. Judge, can you fucking say something?
Let me hear from Ms. Green.
All right.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay.
All right. Mine's kind of long, sorry. All right, so I, Margaret Green, submit this declaration to provide the court with a truthful account of ongoing incidents involving Andrew Pierce, the ex-husband of my ex-roommate Aretha Pierce. When my roommate moved into my home, it was for her safety and stability because she expressed significant fear of Andrew.
Okay, so ma'am, I don't need to hear that.
Okay,
I'm not interested in what she has to say, and
Okay.
I'm not gonna listen to you use somebody else to badmouth someone else.
I'm not
And so hang
badmouthing.
on just a minute. So what you need to talk about is your interaction with him.
okay.
Go ahead.
On July 23rd, he had made false claims against my dog. He was trying to attempt to have my dog euthanized. This allegation had no basis in fact. It created severe emotional distress and fear, particularly for my daughter. On October 3rd, he pressured my roommate into obtaining a background check against me. This was not done for any legitimate purpose and appeared intended solely to intimidate, harass, or exert control. On December
Again,
5th,
Matt, you're not the petitioner here, just so you know.
I know,
Okay,
I'm just,
Go ahead.
these are the reasons that I think we're here and why I sent the messages that I did.
Okay.
I also was met with threats from him about how he would enter my backyard and shoot my dogs. And then because of the false allegations from him, the intimidation, I did send him 2 messages on Facebook. I did call him a derogatory term, and I also
Yes,
told
you
him,
did.
yes, sir. And I also told him that he was attached to his mother's umbilical cord.
And when was that?
On July 23rd, I told him that.
And then when was the last time you sent any sort of message?
It was November something. It was shortly after my roommate had moved out.
And then did anything happen to your dogs?
No, it was, there was a couple different attempts. He claimed that my dog had scratched his son, and then he claimed that my dog had bit his son.
All right.
Um,
Did you even know him much before all this happened?
no, he wasn't even supposed to have my address. The whole point of Aretha moving in with me was to get her away from him, and she gave
Alright.
him my address.
So Mr. Pierce, I'll come back to you. What's your,
Pardon?
what's your response to what she just said? What happened with the dog and all that?
On which time? So the last time?
Yeah,
The last time should have been July 21st. My son was at their house.
right.
My ex-wife had our son. He got bit on the thigh. He let me know, she let me know. And this was the fourth incident. I called Animal Services. Long story short, because I didn't report it prior. They don't count in the county's eyes. So I filed.
So were there more than one dog bites?
No. It was one dog bite.
Okay,
The prior pictures are scratches from this dog jumping on him.
so he's been injured by this dog before,
Correct.
and you never did anything about it?
I discussed it with my ex-wife to discuss it with Miss Green.
Okay.
And that was it. So anyway, the 21st, I called Animal Services, left them a voicemail. They called me back on Monday. They were closed. They filed a report with me, and then I guess they went over to her house to discuss my report, hence the July 23rd message from her. That's cool and dandy. We wouldn't be here if it left like that. But my concern is 4 months passed, and now we're getting more messages. What's going to happen in another 2 months or 3 months? Also, on my business page, my cell phone is listed. My business emails are listed. I don't really want to have any kind of harassment texts or phone calls. I haven't had any, but I don't want them in the future. I don't know if this is okay, if we can have a resolution where we're all adults and we just cut the BS and go our separate ways and agree to just stop,
Right.
I would be totally copacetic and happy with that. But it's out of my hands.
Right. Well, no, it is in your hands. You've heard some other people decide not to go forward for whatever reason. But I thought I saw Ms. Green nodding when you were talking about just going your separate ways and agree not to go back to the way things were when you didn't speak to each other. What say you, Ms. Green?
I like that idea.
All right. So here's what's going to happen today. And so I read the definition of harassment, not everything is harassment, not every conflict is harassment, not every disagreement is harassment. Clearly there was an issue where you're obviously justifiably concerned about your child being injured by a dog. Ms. Green is obviously and justifiably upset a little bit about having, being a pet owner. I know the attachment folks can have with their pets. When you hear like your pet is under attack or being threatened, you might not respond well to that. I think you can agree. But I'm not sure that this would rise to the level of harassment anyway. But given that you're both here, kind of an airing of grievances or airing of dirty laundry, you're kind of on the same page where this can all just stop now.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a tit for tat at this point.
And let's just have no more
Yeah.
of either of those things.
No,
And
sir.
then, and he has an interest in, because again, I do hear this a lot, they're bad mouthing me, they're leaving bad Yelp reviews about my business because they don't like me and all this sort of
And I
stuff.
wasn't-
And-
I
and-
wasn't
I don't
gonna
care
do
about that.
Well,
No, that was
okay,
not
so
my
personal.
intention.
All right,
in
Well,
interaction.
then, so I'm not gonna enter an order. It was a temporary order in this case.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then that'll end today. And then you guys can just go on about your lives.
Sounds good to me.
But again, I'll tell you both, if there's any further instances, you can refile, but hopefully the idea of coming to court and having to go all through this is everybody who comes to court usually wants the same two things. They want to leave and they never want to have to come back. So whether or not you come back is going to be kind of up to you two folks.
I'm good.
You may go. If you want copies of this dismissal or denial order, you can wait for it. Otherwise, you're both
Hi,
free to go.
Courtney. You're just
Good
in
luck.
time.
Thank you.
Are you going to wait for it or are you going to go ahead and go?
I'll go.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, you can. I would do it now if you wanted it, but if it,
Nah, I'm good.
all right. Good luck, everybody.
But Courtney, this is your line. Next.
Mr. Oliver, they said you're back on that's you there where it says SECON.
Yes, sir. I'm here, Your Honor. I've had a couple internet issues.
Second, baby.
And then Mr.
Second.
Palmer is here. Give me just a moment here.
My hair is too tight, but it has to be. Oh, late fee with a note from the dispensary. Oh, baby, I love it for thee. Erica with an E. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. I have my pen here that I'm charging, but I think it's dab time. It's dab o'clock. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Also, I'm wearing my hair tight because I am cooking and baking today. Christmas baking, Christmas cooking. I made sourdough bread, banana
Mr.
bread.
Palmer, could you raise your right hand, please? Or no, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Mr. Oliver. I misspoke. Mr. Paul, I'll hear from the petitioner first, then Mr. Palmer, I'll hear from you. Mr. Oliver, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you
Yes,
swear and
sir.
affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do we have proof of service in here?
Do we have proof of service? Casey Carey, we got proof of Casey Carey. Woo!
And Mr.
Woo!
Palmer, before I hear from Mr. Oliver, were you served with this?
Yes, I
Somebody
was served.
delivered this to you?
Casey
Yeah, I was
Carey
served 2 days
too.
ago.
That's why she's here.
All right. I
Okay.
think we did that. Are you ready to go? It was late service. Are you ready to go here this morning?
Yes.
No,
All right.
yes.
So I'm going to hear from Mr. Oliver and then I'll hear from you. So Mr. Oliver, you've been sworn. How is it you need an order against Mr. Palmer?
Ongoing harassment all year long.
All year
You need to tell
long.
me specifically what he's been doing and how he's been harassing you.
All year long.
Well, it started with lights shining in my windows every time I go outside at night. He had something mounted on the side of his house, like a spotlight. He'd shine that in my windows. He'd shine it in my face. He literally walked down to our driveway just to specifically shine his light in me and my mother's face. We told him to knock it off, and he just kept doing it. And then it's been intimidation. It's been threats. It's been him and his
Well, what,
girlfriend's
again,
house
how
harassing us from
intimidation?
there.
You need to be specific when you say things like that.
Well,
So
I
how is he
believe I put
intimidating?
everything in the report, so that's what the report was for.
No, you need to tell me on the record. I've sworn in. I need to hear your sworn testimony.
Okay.
Your
So
report
tell me
means
what's been
nothing.
going on out there.
Other than it's just ongoing harassment with the shining lights, specifically walking down to the front of our property to just stare into our windows. When he's over at his girlfriend's house, he stares into our windows when he's over there. A couple weeks ago, he looked like he
Hear
was
that,
crawling
single
around
ladies?
our property.
He has a girlfriend. Back off. Back off.
property, waving looked like a golf club or something. We called the police on that because he was staring into our property while he was prowling around theirs. And then he hid from the police because they couldn't find him that day.
Did he
And
come
it's
onto your property?
not that I saw,
Okay.
but he
Well,
was.
okay, so I mean,
It's just ongoing intimidation and harassment. It's been going on all year. And it's that kind of stuff. It's just little things like, like staring down your property, just loud talking you when you're walking down the street. Just
what do you mean loud
constant,
talking? I mean,
like threatening.
I don't understand.
Like when I walked in front of his house one day, I'm sorry, but I have to swear because that's what I heard. I'm going to F your shit up.
I'm gonna F your shit
And he
up,
claimed he
bro.
was having an argument with someone else, but there was nobody else around. And this was after I'd already reported him to the police for harassing us, me and my mother.
Just the
I live here with
voices
my
in
mom,
his
and she's
head.
not happy with any of this.
How long have you lived there?
I have lived here since last October. My mother has lived here for over 30 years.
How long is Mr. Palm? Was he there when you moved in?
I believe he was, yes.
Okay, so how did all this start?
I don't know. I introduced myself to that person when I first moved in, trying to be a grown-up. Other than that, I've had no relationship with that person other than when he's decided to just start harassing us for some reason.
That
And I don't know.
person.
I don't know why.
Did your mother used to get along with him before you moved in?
Well, he did some work for her. He was supposed to clean off her entire roof, but he only cleaned off half of it, and he never showed her any proof that he did it either. And he was supposedly someone that works in this community, and he had access to all these lots. And I've told the HOA about his behavior because it's also affected other people in this community.
There is an HOA?
Let me hear from Mr. Palmer. Mr. Palmer, could you raise your right hand, please?
Yes, sir.
You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
What's your response to what you heard from Mr. Oliver?
I'm not exactly sure what his issue is with me, but I've never talked to him, and he has never informed me if his problems. I do have a girlfriend that lives right next door to his house,
Humble
and she raised, and
brag.
that's her. She's here with me, and I do work for her mom that is handicapped, and I also did work for around the community, like he had said. And I did work for his mother, and I did finish the job, and I also did the deck on her house too, and that was above and beyond what she wanted me to do, but I did it anyway because it got dirty for cleaning off the roof. But she paid me. She said she was happy with it, and that's the last communication I had with her, and that was sometime during the summer before he moved in.
This
And
last,
yeah, and the summer before he moved in was when I did the work for his mom. After I moved, or after he moved in, there was a tree that was cut down on his property that he needed to have cut up, and I went over there and cut it up for him for free, and hauled off all the branches and everything. But that's the extent of the any kind of communication or like interpersonal contact that we had with each other.
so do you live next door to, or does your girlfriend, the woman there next to you, live there? Where do you live relative to all these people?
I live across the street from my girlfriend's house, and it's like up on a little hill, and so you could walk down the hill and go directly to her house, and then hit or her house, and then his house is to the left.
Okay.
And when I walk down that hill, when I have my flashlight, sometimes it's a steep hill and it's muddy sometimes, and I've slipped a few times, and even her daughters slipped on that hill. So the only thing that I could think of is maybe my light was shining when I walked down the hill. It might have shined in his window or something like that, unintentionally. But I never even knew it was an issue until Sharon Hunter had came and approached me one day and told me that I wasn't allowed to walk by her house anymore, or their house anymore. And I go, why can't I walk by their house? And she's like, because you're harassing them. And I said, I'm not harassing them. I'm not doing anything to them. And she's like, well, you shined a flashlight in their eyes one night. And I said, well, what happened is I was walking down the road and looking for my wallet because my dog had got out earlier. And so when I was trying to chase him down, I somehow dropped my wallet somewhere. And when I was out in front of their property, I'd found it on the ground, and I heard some noise, so I shined the light over toward their property because I didn't know what it was. There's no street lights here or anything. It's completely dark, and I didn't know what was going on. But when they yelled at me and told me to stop, I stopped and I left, and I apologized, and I didn't hear anything about it after that, until Sharon had said something to me.
And then who's Sharon? Is that
She worked for the
another
ECC
neighbor?
board, and she's some friends with his mother, I guess.
French?
What about, when I hear from him, like you're staring at him or?
I never even look at him. I didn't even know what he fully looked like until I saw him on the Zoom meeting. Because I don't never go that close to him or talk to him. He's not important to me. And like I didn't think it was as big of a deal it was. If he would have came and talked to me, he would have known that my girlfriend lived next door. He would have known that I did work for him. And the day that he's saying I was in the bushes or whatever, and I won't lie, I was in the trees right in front of their property, and I was trying to cut down a tree that was dead and gonna fall on their house.
We do fabric bags.
And that's why I was
too.
in there. I had a chainsaw, I had a set of climbing spikes, and a rope and a harness.
And just fabric. I've had
Let
the
me hear
same
from-
fabric. Actually, Katie and I, my mother will get the credit in our family for this because when I was a little kid, she used fabric to wrap gifts, and we still have the same fabric. Actually, I have some of it out right now, but if you look back at pictures of my Christmases when I was little, comparatively, you can see the same wrapping. Sort of cool. And all you do is just put it in a bag and wash it every year.
From Mr. Oliver, kind of seems like he wants to say something, so let me hear from him.
Just about everything he just said is not true at all. He never cut anything down for free on our property. That was a community job. He did not have a chainsaw when he was over there pretending to cut down anything. He was prowling their property. He was peeking in their windows. I did not see a chainsaw.
Who's they? Who's they?
His girlfriend's house. That's where he was prowling around that day. He did not have a chainsaw. He claims he was there to cut a tree down. Well, he was peeking and peering in their windows while he was staring into our window.
Mr. Oliver, you're the petitioner here. And so if he was doing something and that the girlfriend, I think, is there right there. Is that?
Correct, yes, right next door to him,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can easily
So
make them, or you can just use fabric like this. Also, the key factor of this is to go after Christmas because they put fabric on sale after Christmas, and so you can just buy the leftover end bits of fabric. And then how easy it is when you have to fucking wrap something that's ugly or whatever, weird shaped like mangoes, it's just so simple. You can go like this, put a little ribbon around it, wow, under the tree. Wrapped and good for the environment. Nobody's throwing away all the stuff, and you can get lots of different sizes. You don't have to sew these have unfinished edges and the line that ends the fabric on it, just so you know. You don't have to be good or aesthetic. These are literally like frayed edges and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody does. And these have been around for 35 years plus. But a little hack for you, the dollar store, at least around here, they sell like felt sacks that have a drawstring at the top for like $3 or $4 that are Christmas themed. And usually I would get one of those for like to put all the gifts in after.
Doesn't seem like she has an issue with that,
No,
but I haven't heard from her. So,
Well, I'm
and
just
that,
saying,
hang on just a
he's
second, the community
claiming.
project, we're cutting that tree down. Was that something that he was involved with?
I did not
Brian?
see him cutting any tree down. He did
No,
not. He
you,
says
ma'am,
he
I'm
has a
talking to him.
chainsaw, and he had no chainsaw. He had nothing like that.
And
The,
I saw him
the
too.
day he was prowling and I called the police on him, he did not have a chainsaw. He was
But he
peering
was
in their
prowling on
windows.
somebody,
And
but,
he already admitted he was hiding in the trees.
okay. But that was involving somebody else, not you.
He was staring into our property the day he was doing that. That's why we called the police, because he's already been harassing us. And he
Uh,
says that he's never met us. He says he's walking down his trail and he accidentally shined his light. There is no accident when someone literally walks to the front of your property and shines the light on you. And I would also like to ask, why would anything of his ever be in the front of our house? Ever?
Ugh, exactly. Why would anything of his ever be in the front of their house ever? And Mikey, tough luck is still luck. I guess I'm waiting for some luck to arrive. I was just showing off my Christmas wrapping fabric. I broke a bowl this morning. That was unlucky. Multiple, it always happens in buckets for me, it seems. Buckets.
Mr. Palmer,
I know you probably don't want to hear it, but like I said, I dropped my wallet out of my pocket when my dog had got out earlier
I,
that day, and that's what I was looking for. That's why it would be in front of the property. I'm
what
sorry, it
about the
wasn't.
comment that's attributed to you that you were gonna F someone's S up for lack of, and I'm paraphrasing there.
No, okay. That was not directed toward him. It was an incident between me and my neighbor, and I had showed the police officer the text messages on the phone to the neighbor, not Mr. Oliver, but my other neighbor, Mike, and he had the police officer told me that there was no crime involved, and just to be careful what I say, because if somebody overhears me saying something like that, they might attribute it like I'm talking to them or something like that. And I explained to him that I wasn't talking to him and that I don't even know Mr. Oliver.
To say that he doesn't know me is a lie. I told you, I introduced myself to him when I first moved in like a grown up. So for him to sit there and say he doesn't know me is ridiculous.
Have you had any interaction with him since you introduced him yourself? Other than what you've described?
No, I have not.
Okay, and that was a year ago?
Yeah, it was around October when I moved in. He was working in front of our house and he did not say he was doing anything for free.
All right, well, here's where I'm at on this. And so
I think he's gonna deny this order. Why does he keep saying he introduced himself like a grown-up, like as opposed to how he normally does, like a kid? I normally introduce myself as a kid, but this time I did it as a grown-up. A grown-up.
as I said before, unlawful harassment is a knowing and willful. Of course, we lost Mr.
He
We're
dropped
gonna have
like
to
a
wait for him
grown
to come
up.
back on.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Yeah, this is my apron, which I need to iron, I guess. I don't know. It didn't turn out very good.
We'll wait for a minute.
I
You two are
have-
the last two left, so we're gonna wait. We're not gonna start you up. We'll wait for him to come back.
But my shirt says, can anybody read that? Yeah, Zoom skills of a child, but introduction skills of an adult. Introduction skills of an adult, ladies and gentlemen. Je t'aime, je t'aime, je t'aime. Oui, 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 oui. Oh my god, how long are we gonna wait for him, Judge? I have shit to do. Just like Mikey says, tough luck don't mean it's no luck. You still gotta deal with it. Fuck.
Starting to say unlawful,
Oh, here he comes.
and you're back there, Mr. Oliver. As I was starting to say, unlawful harassment is defined as follows: a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at a specific person that seriously alarms, annoys, harasses, or is detrimental to such persons and serves no legitimate or lawful purpose. I'll talk about the course of conduct as a series of acts over a period of time. However short, evidencing continuity of purpose. And frankly, Mr. Oliver, at this time, well, I'm going to cut to the chase and then I'm going to explain why. I'm not going to enter an order. In terms of harassment between neighbors, we see a lot of things where there's a lot of verbal, yelling and screaming, threats of harm, and stuff like that. As far as I can tell, the only time you ever heard of any sort of threat was, again, I know you think it was directed at you. Mr. Palmer indicates that, no, that was directed at somebody else for some reason. He showed a text to an officer, which I haven't seen. But even then, that was that single. But things like, I'm not making a fine. We do see things where people put up stadium lights on the edge of their property, shine into someone's house, which I didn't hear today. The fact that you saying, well, he's staring at you, and I just don't find at this point that doesn't rise to the level of harassment or whether an order's been entered. So I'm not going to enter order here today. Having said all that, Mr. Palmer, you need to think about how you conduct yourself out there, because a lot of times people can do things that may be misinterpreted, and you need to think about how you conduct yourself out there. You've heard it from Mr. Oliver here today, and hopefully you can conduct yourself in a way that doesn't cause him to think it's necessary to come to court and file an order. Having said all that there, Mr. Oliver, I'll come back to you. If this escalates in any way and things, like I say, things escalate, you can refile and ask for an order. But this time, I'm not finding that it rises to the level where a full order is warranted. And this will be dismissed for now. And you both are free to leave the Zoom call. So, Mr.
Thank you, Your
Palmer,
Honor.
again, I hope you take a lesson from this, but that'll be the end of it for today.
Okay, thank you.
Courtney, your line.
And then Ms. Hartwell, and then you can come up to that table. Ms. Walker can come up to that table.
Mhm.
Making up for all the one case wonders lately. Next case, please. Next case, please.
Ms. Walker, raise your right hand. You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You can put your
That's
hand down.
because je t'aime. I love you guys.
So I've reviewed, there's been text messages been submitted. I reviewed all that. Did you two used to be acquaintances or friends or what
Yes.
have you?
We did.
All
Yeah.
right.
We
And
were in
then
the
one at a
same
time, ma'am.
online
I've sworn-
internet Court Watchers Anonymous group. Oh, fuck. That would be funny.
Sworn her in. I haven't heard from you yet. When the time comes, I'll hear from you. And so, and again, if I'm reading correctly, this was kind of started by your child. Texted her first, she responded, then you kind of, then we're off to the races on the text wars. And could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm the information testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You can put your hand down. Is that kind of an accurate, I'm oversimplifying there, and I'm asking her now that she's
Yes.
sworn in, but that's kind of how this all
Sort,
got
well,
started?
sort of, it really started from her showing up at my abuser's court. That's really what
Okay,
made
so
it
hang
start.
on just a second,
Yeah.
but that didn't start it. If she'd have just showed up and left, then that would have been the end of it. All this
Right.
texting
exactly, where her
Look,
daughter,
ma'am, just remember what I said about interrupting? That included me.
Yeah.
And so all started because a 16-year-old, I think, started it. And then I'll be frank with you, it didn't seem like adults were acting like adults at that time. So I guess, do we need to proceed to a hearing, or given that you were at one time friends, can we
no,
find that this is
an
blown
order
over
does need to
and
be in
go and go
place.
forward?
No, an order does
Okay.
need to be in place.
So I'll hear from you then, ma'am. And she's the petitioner, and if she wants to go forward, I'll listen to her, and then I'll hear from you.
Yeah, Paige and I did used to be friends. We had a falling out about 5 years ago.
Oh, move on. 5 years ago? Yeah. Also, I have trained myself to respond to Paige as well because for some reason, I guess, I'm not sure why, but it's a common misnomer for me to be called Paige when people don't know me, and maybe I don't know if it's when they've been introduced to me quickly, or if usually once you talk to me you remember my name, but if they maybe have just seen it written and then they forget and they just see in their mind maybe PAI, they just fill it in with Paige a lot. Pagely. I sort of like that, Courtney. It's better than Pugsley, which I got once or twice. Pugsley.
So, during this period, I became aware that Miss Hartwell was involved in drugs and gang activity, and it's completely against my values.
Okay, so hang on just a second. You only get an order because,
Right.
I mean,
I'm just
again, I don't
giving you a
want you
little
to,
background
we
about.
see this so much. I don't want you to comment on that. I
Yeah.
just want you to tell me why you need an order. I
Oh,
don't need to hear you,
Miss Hartwell.
for lack
is
of a better term, badmouth her.
completely- Yeah, and she's completely unpredictable. You don't know what exactly is going to be happening. She threatened me on multiple occasions, including a time where she wanted to meet in a parking lot of my choice so that she could have a fist fight. She's 46 years old.
Publix or
I can't
Winn-Dixie?
have her running up on me. I'm a single mother of a
Buc-ee's?
3-year-old, and I can see Paige at many different occasions, but I can't have her unpredictable behavior or her threatening, harassing, or her violence projected on me or my child.
Give me a minute.
We all need a minute to just process this. Again, adults, stop it. Introduce yourself like the adults.
And you
Grown-ups.
also see too that I responded to Paige once and she ranted for 2 hours
Right.
after that response. Unsolicited. So,
Unsolicited.
All right. And Ms. what's your last name?
Miss Hartwell,
Okay. You've already been sworn in.
yes.
What's your response to her request for an order?
So obviously, it was a very vulnerable moment between the court that I had had with my ex and then having my daughter get involved. She was there and she was traumatized by the abuse that she witnessed at the home. And I think when she stood up for me to Jenny being there, it made me feel really upset that she had to stand up for me again in that situation. It was a one and done. I agree. I apologize to the courts as well as to Jenny that I was out of line with the things that I said, but I have no interest in, I don't know Jenny's phone number. I don't know where she works. I don't know where she lives. I wanted her to stay away from me and my daughter in any form because it was honestly, this was a very vulnerable, traumatizing time with Brandon. And it felt very mocking for her to
Who's
show up.
Brandon? Is that
That's
the
the
defendant?
abuser. And he's at Walla Walla for the abuse that he did to me. He
Walla
strangled
Walla.
me,
Isn't
he
that an
punched
Offspring
me.
song?
It was
Now,
I'm
oh my
Brandon.
god, hold on. That's the second reference to Offspring. Now I have to watch or listen to that whole album while I'm making dinner. Sometimes I just like to take myself back to when I had a CD player and you listen to whole CDs. Oh my god. And look at what harkening back brings. NPC! I love being your court goddess. Ah, I love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, pretty fly for a white guy. That whole album. That's coming up. Wish I could bring you guys along for that.
And it felt very mocking for her to
Who's
show up.
Brandon? Is that
That's
the
the
defendant?
abuser. And he's at Walla Walla for the abuse that he did to me. He strangled me. He punched me. It was numerous times. So she was in the courtroom smirking at me and my daughter, mocking it. And it was really offensive. And it hurt Kira's feelings because Jenny was our friend since I was 16. Kira used to go to her house. This was like her aunt for a while. So Kira felt like she could say to her, what the heck are you doing in this courtroom? And so that Jenny even snapped back and said, unless you want to end up like your mom's
I
boyfriend.
read that. You
And
don't,
her boyfriend, who's sitting in the courtroom, just got out of Walla Walla with Brandon. I mean, I'm not gang related, they're gang related and
Okay,
in this
so-
mess. I have a business, I own a home, I have 2 daughters. I haven't
You
thought
don't
about
act like
Jenny.
it.
ma'am,
I
Don't
haven't
interrupt.
thought about Jenny since this incident. I would happily move on without any more incident, with or without the restraining order. I have no interest in contacting Jenny. I'm not looking for Jenny. I'm not thinking about Jenny. That's my honest, and I apologize to the courts. I realized that I was out of line, but it was a vulnerable moment and I was pretty upset.
This isn't the first time she's done it. It's multiple
Um,
times.
And I have no history of any, and I have no record. Like I said, I own a business, I own a home, I take care of my children. I'm a single mom. I thought she has a fresh out.
So, hang on a second.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a prison. And I love this song so much. But I can't play it or else I'll just get pulled off the YouTubes. But Offspring on that Americana CD has a song called Walla Walla.
Go ahead, ma'am. You wanted to say something?
I just think that it's continued from before. This isn't the first time this has happened. This is the first time I'm actually just taking it to court. This isn't to be tolerated. This is completely out of line. The amount of text messaging for 2 hours obsessively is completely.
Was that just over a 2-hour period of time?
Yeah, she did
Okay,
not stop.
and then did it
From
stop
7
after
till
that?
9.
Yes.
I had to block her
Okay,
to make her stop.
but it stopped after that.
Yeah, after I blocked her, yeah.
So one at a time. If 2 people are talking, I can't hear either one. So you haven't been friends for 5 years?
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've not
so
seen her
okay,
in
one
5
at a
years.
time, ma'am. Why did you go to the hearing?
His sister actually had asked us, they said that.
Whose sister?
Brandon Fuller's sister. We're all
Okay.
friends, so.
Well, not anymore.
Well, no, no, I
so-
mean, his family and I are friends.
Okay, so hang on, just, okay. So the purpose, so did he go to prison?
He did, yeah.
Okay. And so you
Walla
showed
Walla
up in
prison,
support of
Judge.
him.
Keep up.
Do you see how that could be kind of upsetting?
Well, of course, absolutely. But again, this is.
I
the
mean,
other
and again,
reason
I'm
we're
not,
friends.
notwithstanding
I
her
mean,
response, is
Yeah, and it's
even
not
by her
acceptable. I
standards is
mean-
inappropriate.
Absolutely,
Okay.
it's not acceptable.
Ms. Hartwell, you wanted to say something?
I just feel like she showed up exactly for this purpose. She wanted to dangle a carrot and mock. I mean, she's sitting in the courtroom smirking. She didn't sit anywhere near Rochelle. That's
I
the
wasn't
sister.
I wasn't
I
in the
know,
courtroom.
and
I
so
don't
I'm just
think
telling you, like, she sat in there smirking. She came, I mean, she did not belong there. She did it completely to show that she's supporting Brandon. He's getting stalking charges from Walla Walla from continuing to stalk me there after being sent there for domestic violence. That's what she showed up to support him for stalking me. And so, yeah, I was upset. And like I said, so was Kira, my 16-year-old. And it was upsetting to see my 16-year-old have to protect me in a situation that she's pulled that man off of me before and called the police for me. So it was really upsetting to have that win and have Jenny, another woman, somebody that she considered an auntie, and somebody that I considered a friend at a time there. And I'm telling you, it was a one and done. I was out of line. I apologize. I don't need a restraining order. I have no interest in Jenny. I'm happy to walk away and never speak her name again or think about her again. And that's the
Every
truth.
time we see each other, it's the exact same thing. No, I disagree
Oh.
100%.
What,
So-
I mean, when you say every time we see each other. I mean,
Every
this is-
time we see each
Okay, so I
other.
mean, but then I thought I heard you say we haven't been friends for 5 years. So what are you doing?
Right,
seeing each
exactly.
other?
So the last five years ago, when I saw her, it's the exact same behavior.
So
during COVID.
Okay, yeah, but that was 5 years ago. From 5 years ago till now, you haven't had
Yeah,
any
I haven't had
contact with
any
her
contact.
until this. Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. All right. Give me just a second here.
All right, get your guesses in. What's he gonna do? Who's gonna get in trouble? And who is gonna get their ego bruised? Courtney's calling for
When was
some
the court date that you
D,
showed up for?
but is that about the case
Who-
or?
November 19th.
November 19th, just less than a month ago?
And then she messaged 3 days later.
The
Say that
arms
again?
crossed
Then
never is
Paige
a good
messaged
look.
3 days later, so it wasn't the same day. It was
Right.
the
Sometimes
19th,
I
Kara
can't even
messages,
fucking
the 22nd, Paige messages.
stop myself. You guys, I'm making hot apple cider today for vibes. Also going to be putting on some Christmas music while I continue my baking long into the night tonight. Long into the night. So much flour flying. A little bit of crying, always. It wouldn't be a Christmas bake-a-thon if there wasn't. Paisley deciding midway that I probably don't want to cook dinner in amidst all my baking, but I will try anyways, likely. Ugh, I can foresee it now. I want a burger in my fucking mouth. That's not all I want in my mouth. Judge, please save me from myself. Put me on a shelf like I'm an elf. Ugh. It's like when you're waiting for some kid to answer in class and you can't be rude. Dismissal, divorce, denied, deferred, derailed, defunct, decrepit, dented. Denigrated.
Are you here for
Oh,
this case?
finally.
Is he, is,
That's my fiance.
I'm sorry?
That's my fiance.
Okay.
Fucking fiance, bitch. Humble brag. What's our command? Exclamation mark ring. I'd like to be a fiance. I think I would make a really good fiance. Man, that would be just my luck. Oh, remember that case where they didn't even get married first and she was trying to get divorced, Courtney? Oh, the creme de la creme. The creme de la creme. Remember she changed her name to that guy's last name. Fuck, that case was crazy. Oh, you know, Adam, you can get a mistress for Christmas, I think. That's like a thing.
You wanted to say something?
I just want to say Otani was in Walla Walla with Brandon and was released
Okay,
on
that's not-
October
that's not
31st.
Walla
So
Walla!
I'm just saying that they're
Okay,
very
that's-
all
I don't,
close.
that's,
Okay.
that's not important.
I could have sang the whole Walla Walla song by now. Folsom Prison is a destination. Hey, Walla, I'll see you in a Walla Walla. Slap on the wrist. Well, it's not this
All
time.
right, well, here's where I'm at with this. So,
Hi, Billy. Where's he at?
you know, she has a right to come to these court hearings. You can do whatever, you know, I don't know, obviously, I don't know whether she was smirking at you or smiling at you, or maybe, again, we had another case here earlier you paid attention to, where I think one person completely misinterpreted what another person was doing. And that might have been the case. I can't get inside her head to know what the motivation was. on the other hand, I look through all the cases that she is listed as a victim as, and I'm assuming this all involves the same person,
It is, yes.
including
Very serious.
numerous felonies, numerous violations and no contact
Yes,
order.
exactly.
I
was traumatized for 5 years by that man. yes.
So just,
I get to be traumatized by you.
okay, so, I have to say,
Mhm.
I can see how this happens from both of you. You all have to get the last word in. Yeah, neither one of you can be satisfied with just letting things go.
Bye, Erica.
So I do believe, not to throw your child under the bus, but this wouldn't have happened had your child not contacted her. That what would have been the end of it. On the other hand, when your text back to her wasn't the best text in the world either, about you're gonna taking a shot, you're gonna end up like your mother's boyfriends, I think, which I think is a terrible thing to say to a 16-year-old child, I do, who's just witnessed, what her mother has gone through. And to say things like that, which I don't think is all that appropriate either. Having said that, your response to her was terrible too. So, I mean, but I'm also, it appears to me that you guys went without contact for 5 years. Then there was a blow up. And I'm confident that you can go the next 5 years without having any contact with each other, without the benefit of a court order. So I'm not going to enter an order here today, but clearly you know how she feels. You send another text, you're going to get an order. There won't even be a hearing. It'll be an order and it'll be longer than a year. And kind of the same is true for you, ma'am. I think you could have handled this a lot better, your own self. And yeah, so the request will be denied for now. But again, if either one of you contacts the other person and don't like it, you come to court and you'll get an order, and that'll be the end of it. But it doesn't, again, it was an emotional response. And yeah, there was a series of acts, but it seems to me to be confined to you blocked her, and then that's been the end of it. And hopefully this will be the end of it now.
Thank you, Your
So you
Honor.
both are free to go.
I
Well, you can
appreciate
thank me
you.
by staying apart from each other.
Thank you so much.
Come back, ma'am, if there's any other problems.
Come back if there's any other problems, you little bitches and hoes. You're annoying as fuck, and we hate it a lot. That didn't rhyme. Sorry, Courtney. Have to deny your next request because it's time to go. I appreciate each and every one of you, though. Thank you so much for being here. Je t'aime. Je t'aime. Remember that. Back tomorrow afternoon around the same time, after members only for Case channel probably. Do me a favor. So probably like right after that, Vicky. Whatever time that is. I don't even know time zones anymore. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And go listen to that Offspring song, Walla Walla. That's your homework tonight. Go listen to Offspring because that's what I'm going to do. Thank you guys for being here. I love you all so much. Do me a favor. Remember, I love you and I'm proud of you. And I'll see you in the next video. Or in Walla Walla. Okay, bye. Bye.